for a word that will bless your life. Powerful principles to help you reach the highest heights. It's time to soar, it's time to fly. Yeah, it's time for MidLink with Pastor Time. MidLink with Time, filling your liquid connect. Yeah, yeah, yeah. MidLink with Time, filling helping you to be your best. Yeah, yeah, yeah. MidLink with Time, filling your liquid connect. Yeah, yeah, yeah. MidLink with Time, filling helping you to be your best. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. There are no limits to what you can do. Beyond your dreams is where he's taking you. It's time to soar, it's time to fly. Yeah, it's time for MidLink, we're past the time. MidLink with Time, feeling your fit, we connect. Yeah, yeah, yeah. MidLink with Time, feeling helping you to be your best. Yeah, yeah, yeah. MidLink with Time, feeling your fit, we connect. Yeah, yeah, yeah. MidLink with Time, feeling helping you to be your best. Yeah, yeah.
What's up, family? Good evening. It is Wednesday, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. That means it's time for MidLink, your midweek connection. I'm Ty Dillon, Pastor Ty, and as always, I love to remind you God is up to something big in your life. I'm excited about you being here with us. I believe it's going to be an awesome evening together, and so man, let's get on with it. But before we do, you know how we do around here. We like to be gracious. We like to be kind. We like to be hospitable. And when you are that type of person, you're those type of people, then we like to speak to one another. So if you'll do me a huge favor, we're going to jump in the comment section. This is the part of MidLink that we call our check-in.
Check-in.
Hey, it's real easy to check in. Everybody can do it. All you got to do is jump in the comments and say hello, good evening, good afternoon, good night, good morning, good day. Just depends on what time you're watching it. And just greet somebody. Even if you're watching this on the replay, you're catching it later, just jump in there and let us know that you were here. Hey, Miss Greta is checking in. Good to see you, Sister Greta. Blessings to you. We appreciate you being on MidLink this evening. What's going on, Miss Shannon? Blessings to you. Thanks for checking into MidLink. Dr. Zeldra, hello, hello. Well, we got 3 hellos. Got the triple going on right there. It must be a blessed day. It is a blessed day. So hello to you, ma'am. Good day to you, Miss Sylvia. Blessings. Thank you so much for the love. We appreciate you being on. Good evening, blessed people. You are blessed too, Mother Core. Thank you for being with us on MidLink. I see Virginia is here and she is checking in. The Bakers are on. Blessings to the Bakers. Those are my people. Good evening, everyone. There's the wave we've been waiting for. Appreciate you. Happy belated. Y'all know on Monday, June 8th, we celebrated a whole, that's my wife there in case you don't know, we celebrated a whole 23 years married and happily married too, by the way. And so happy anniversary again, girl. Thank you for being on MidLink. All right. Bruce Howard is on. Good evening to you, man. Appreciate you being on with us as well. Thank you for checking in with us. I need everybody to do me a huge favor and make sure that we get the word out to as many people as possible. If you're on Facebook, I think you know what to do. You want to make sure that you like this, love it. You want to make sure that you follow and do all the things you need to do over there on that platform. However, if you are a person who is over there on YouTube, you know what to do. Like, subscribe. Make sure that you are connected and the notification bell is on. Make sure you do what you got to do to make sure you stay connected. All right. Everybody do your thing. All right. Appreciate it. Let's get the word out. I mean, you may take it a step further and just copy the link and text it to somebody or inbox somebody and tell them they need to get over here to MidLink. Yeah, a whole 23 years, all caps, all caps. All right. I mean, 20, I don't know what happened to time, man. I tell you what. Good evening, family. Blessings to you, Miss Shalonda. Thanks for being on with us. What's up, Shonda Brewster? Hey, thanks for checking in. We appreciate you being here. Hey, Miss Sherry, blessings to you. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Thanks for being here. Then another good evening from my mom, Mother Myrtle Dillon. Blessings to you for being on. All right, everybody. Listen, just a quick reminder. I think you know this by now. On Wednesday night at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. Why does he say that? Because we have people watch from all kind of time zones. But on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, we pray. We have this word time, and then we go and we jump into a time of prayer. We call it recharge. It's when we're plugging into the power of prayer. And so maybe your battery is like on this graphic right here, and you run it a little low. You may not be down to 1%. I'm telling you, but you ought not wait till you get that low before you put it on the charger. Tonight's a good night to do that. It's a listen live line. That means we cannot hear you, but you can hear us. It is absolutely live, but I promise you, you won't disturb us in any way, shape, or form. So you ought to call in and listen in and receive. The number's right there on the screen, 609-663-0482, 609-663-0482. And we'd love for you to join us in person. There's nothing like being on these technological devices and being on the phone for the call, but join us in person. Come on and be a part of what's happening at the People Place Church. We're located at the venue at Coosa Landing, 201 George Wallace Drive in the heart of Gadsden, Alabama. We'd love for you to be our guest. Somebody else is going to call and they said they want to be our guest too. All right. We'd love for you to be our guest. Again, 201 George Wallace Drive in Gadsden. Worship begins at 10 o'clock a.m. And so we love for you to be there. I think they'll get the voicemail here shortly. Okay. All right. We'd love for you to be with us on Sunday. All right. Come be a part of what's happening at the People Place. This is a new series. Thank you, Princess. This is a new series. Just started. I really just gave a little intro, a little teaser on Sunday. It's called Follow Me. Follow Me. And man, you can kind of know a little bit what it's about. If you see some familiar faces, I'm sure you see that. But there's a face that's not on there who said we should follow him. That's just a little hint. And what does that even look like? What does it mean? And so you need to be there because I'm telling you, whatever's feeding you is leading you. And we're all being led by something or someone. And when we are led by something or someone, we give them the right to either help to support or to sabotage our journey. And so I want you, I don't know about you, I don't want my journey sabotaged. And so we don't want the blind leading the blind. We all end up in the ditch. But you need to come hear this series. I believe it'll give some clarity as well, some indication on where you're headed and if you're headed in the right direction. And if not, we'll show you how to get that thing right. And so you can end up in the right place. Follow Me. That's the new series. You need to be there. All right, you all. Listen, let's pick up from where we were on last week. This is our third week. We're talking about this whole idea of choice or chance. Choice or chance. How you living your life? By choice or by chance? Do you realize that God has given you the ability uh, to decide and then to make choices that support that decision? Or are you just seeing what happens? Are you just moving here, there, everywhere, and seeing whatever's going to happen is going to happen? All that kind of stuff. It is what it is. You never can tell. How's life treating you? All these passive, sometimes passive aggressive type of statements that we make. We use Deuteronomy 30 as a biblical platform that we had to stand on to show that we have the right to choose. And we've been given certain options that we can choose. Really, it's really two options, really two choices that we have, or really two main headers. These may be considered decisions, and then, like I said, there will be choices that support the decisions. Just to so I don't go in and read it all, but Deuteronomy 30, we start at the 11th verse, and the scripture is laying out before us. Hey, these are your choices. You have, uh, and you've got, you can flourish, or you can choose to go over here and fail. You can prosper, or you can choose to suffer over here. And then he goes through it, and this is what this looks like. He tells us flourishing or living or prospering. These things come with choosing the Lord, choosing Jesus Christ. And the other choice to reject him is to choose to fail, choose to suffer, to choose uh, to be in a cursed type of situation. And so some stuff just ain't rocket science. Those choices are right there for us, but it's up to us to choose the right choice. He lays it out to like, hey, this ain't what you want. This is what you want. This is not what you want. Then he summarizes over here in verse 19. Says, this day I call heaven and earth as witnesses against you that I set before you life and death, blessings and curses. Life, death, blessings, curses. He says, I'm going to go ahead and give you the answer to the test. Choose life. Choose life, that you and your children may live, that you and your children may live. Here's what it looks like, and that you may know, that you may love the Lord your God, listen to his voice, and hold fast to him. For the Lord is your life. He says, the Lord is life. Hint, hint, choose life, choose the Lord. He goes on and talks about this is how we're going to experience the things that he promised to our forefathers. So we figured out that this is not some random life that we're living. This is not something that we're a bunch of molecules who happen to slither into the earth, or some type of we were evolved into this. That no, there's an intentional God who's given us an intentional life for an intentional purpose, and so we want to make sure that we are reflecting that intentionality by living life on purpose, by living life by choice, not by chance. Go watch the previous couple weeks. Go back and check it out and get all the details on that. So, how do we make these right choices? How do we decide or choose well? How do we do that? We started talking about that last week. And we said number one, it started with an awareness. Starts with an awareness. Awareness, we said, is the ignition. We is the ignition. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let me give you my thesis statement. Let me give you the statement, so we can take that down. Y'all can tell I'm kind of just amped. I'm ready to go, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to get you this today. I believe this is a game changing lesson. I mean, the whole teaching itself, this knowing you have the right to choose, and not only the right, the responsibility to choose. That I'm telling you, I believe this is a game changer. All right, here's the statement. All right, I gave you the passage. Here's the statement. The movement from passive understanding, just head knowledge, just theory, to decisive action. That's where we're trying to go. That's where I'm attempting to lead you to, is often stalled by a disconnect between intention and execution. Intention, fixing to, about to, uh, when I get a little older, when the kids move out, intention, I had planned to, or I forgot. Between intention and execution, or doing, putting hand to the plow, or putting feet to the pavement, or uh, putting moving or making progress, advancing, all these descriptive terms we can use. And so, where are you in intention, or are you in execution, or are you somewhere in between? Because I'm going to tell you, God is not going to say, "Well done, uh, well intended, thy good and faithful servant." He's not going to say, "Well intended, thy good and faithful servant." We don't say, I want to hear him say, "Well intended." No, I want to hear him say, well done, thy good and faithful servant." And so it's important we understand that execution is vitally important. Okay, did y'all get that? Moving from this passive understanding to a decisive action, we want to make sure that we move from this intention to execution. All right, now we can go. All right, awareness. Awareness is the ignition. No, it starts the engine. It starts there with awareness. It's um, part of the focal point. It is bringing things in to make an assessment to where we are. It is transitioning from this vagueness to something more specific, to really being able to uh, point or put our finger on and locate where we are and what's going on, and even what the choices are. And so it's important that we understand that awareness is very important, and it starts there, coming into the knowledge of, or realizing that this is even an option for me. There's a um, there is it's interesting how um being able to see, or being made aware. I don't want to really chase this over here about seeing and vision and people perishing where there's no vision, or really where there's no awareness, people minds being blinded. The Bible says that the enemy comes to blind the minds of those who believe not the gospel, to make them even not aware of what's available, of who they are, whose they are, what they have, where it is, how to get it, what to do with it, all these things. There's layers to this thing. If he can blind us at any point, it stops the progress. And so awareness has to do with me having the cognition. Is that the word I want? All you smart people on here, to understand that there is something different. There is something, sometimes you see generations of people doing the same thing. You see generations of people settling for the same thing. You see generations of people who say, well, this is how it is from a grandmama, mama, this guy's gonna be for me, probably gonna be like this for my kids. My first question is, are you aware that there is something else? Are you aware that it doesn't have to be this way? Even if you're not aware what the process looks like, we can get to that point, but you've got to stop long enough to decide that there's even another option. Or are you the person who said, these other cards I've been dealt? This is just what it is for me. This is the hand I have to play, this kind of thing. And so I'm just saying, it starts with awareness. Okay, I can't take that time on each one of them, but awareness. And so it's the ignition. And then there's number two, we talked about assurance, which is the permission. Assurance. So awareness is the ignition. Okay, the light has come on. Assurance is I am really doing my due diligence to see what's going on with this choice that I'm considering making, or this decision I'm considering to make. Assurance provides validation that's required to start. Okay, it provides validation. Okay, did y'all get that? Assurance, let me slow down, provides the validation required or necessary to start. Uh, Typically, we don't move at anything till we have some level, even if we don't have full assurance. So we have some level of assurance or certainty that this is going to be in some way beneficial, or some way, even if it's in the long run. But it's the validation that this is a thing, validation that this is an option for me, that gives me what I need to start. Is really internal validation. That's why I said assurance is permission. It's this permission, not externally, because people can cheer you on and say, go, 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 go all day long. You can do this. I'm excited for you. Let's go. We hope that's what they're saying, right? But it really is the validation that you give yourself. Okay, I can step out of this. I can do this. Me and God are a majority. I'm ready to move in what He has for me. I'm ready to choose. Well, I have this validation, and when you have that, and it's been solidified, and it has been authenticated by God and you have that level of validation, then what happens is even if people are not saying, yay, yay, go, go, you can do it, that type of thing, it doesn't really, listen, it kind of doesn't matter what they're saying because there's something inside that has been awakened in an awareness. And then there's something on the inside that has been solidified in an assurance. And so now the ignition, the fire has been lit, but now I have the permission to move forward. God's on board. I'm cool with it. I've settled in that however this pans out, it's going to be for my good. Well, how do I know that? Because all things work together for my good. Because I'm called by God, and because I love God, and I'm called according to His purpose. And so I realized then that okay, I got the assurance I need to step out in this. This is going to happen. I don't know. The money may come up short. The people who said they were going to help me may not help me. Whatever it is, but I'm aware that this is the option, and I'm certain that God is in it. And so I give myself permission. Listen. I'm saying I give myself permission because God has given me permission. So I don't want y'all to hear I'm just being reckless or being some type of renegade. No, because God has endorsed it. He stamped it. And so now I'm settling in on it. All right. And while I'm there, well, let's move on. Let's move on. All right. Number one was what? Number one was we have to make sure that we are aware, right? Number two, we have this assurance. Then number three, we started talking about this alignment. Alignment is synchronization. Alignment, we use that word. It is your internal values, what you've become certain of, and it is your internal values, uh, external things, and this choice, all this coming together to be synchronized to move us in the right direction. Okay. All right. So this is a synchronization. This is being lined up with who we are. And so we said awareness is ignition. We said assurance is, now y'all know I'm a teacher. That's why I'm teaching y'all through this. I'm talking you through it. So, what you want me to do, just holler at you. I'm trying to help you make some choices. The choices are going to make you shout. All right. Right now, I want you to listen to this stuff. I need y'all to jump in the comments. Let me know you're listening to this stuff, man. Connect. Make sure you share this and all that other stuff. Okay. Y'all right? Y'all ready? All right. Let's make sure we're moving on. Awareness is the ignition. Start the thing up. Assurance is the permission. Then we said alignment is the identification. What identification? See, I want to be, I could have said it's the identification that brings synchronization because it is synchronizing. Uh, is this an alignment with who I am? Is this an alignment for this time, for right now? Does this connect with it's how do I go about this? And so are there things, get this, that I need to adjust to accommodate the choice? Because the synchronization and the alignment is not necessarily, okay, get like me, get on my level. No, it may be God's calling you to a new level. Therefore, there's some things that have to be in sync with who He's called you to be. Notice I said identification. Now, when I'm saying identification, I'm talking about the one who set before you life and death. I'm talking about who He says that you are. I'm talking about in sync with that, not in sync with who we desire or we desire to be, or not in sync with who we've become, not in sync with who we think we are, not in sync with who somebody has told us we are, not in sync with what we have fabricated and come up with. No, what He has in mind is going to be in sync with the the real you, the authentic you. One of the things we talk about at the People Place Church is that God is gathering and galvanizing people. He's calling them to come to know Him, others, and themselves. And so know the real them. And so He's wiping away some of the things that we've taken on mistakenly. We've mistaken identity, because you do know, come on, y'all know my statement. Ignorance of identity institutes invisible incarceration. Ignorance of identity institutes, invisible, that means it just supports it. It creates the framework for it. It institutes invisible incarceration. In other words, if you don't know who you are, somebody will tell you who to be, even if it is by suggestion. It doesn't have to be direct. Hey, Aunt Kim, but it can be by suggestion. And if it's suggestion enough, we will consider it. And all it takes sometimes is a consideration. But there's a place called alignment when I'm in the flow and out of the way. I'm moving how God would have me to move. I've settled in. And you know what it takes for us to align and us to even make the choices that align with who we are? Yes, identification, but it also takes us willing to bring to a place where we're vulnerable, and there's a humility that's necessary. There is a a uh, a killing or a dying to self. There's a I was going to say killing of our pride or dying to self. There is realizing where we have erred in arrogance, and where we thought we knew, where we thought, oh, the degree made me, it's going to be my thing, or the money's going to be my thing, the network. Oh man, I just met so and so. They're going to put me on whatever it is, and we forgot that promotion comes from the Lord. Okay, all right. Remember what He said: as you choosing life, you're choosing Him. So this is not only when you walk down the aisle, you gave the pastor your hand, God your heart. That's awesome. That's great. You person, you've given your life to the Lord. Man, I'm so glad to be your brother in the Lord. But I believe we have to make these choices on a daily. We got to choose Him daily. I'm not talking about getting resaved. I'm not saying you got to undo your salvation. I'm saying, does this choice align with the decision I made to live for Him? Does this choice, is it connected to that? Am I choosing the right choice? Does that look like the choice He set before me? Because we choose and choose, we choose. Hey, I want to show this quick video. It has to do with alignment. It's probably a minute. It's just a reel, but I thought what he was saying. Now, you got to listen, because it may sound like he's speaking some gibberish at the beginning, but I want you to have ears to hear. And he say a couple of profound statements regarding alignment that I believe we can pull out from this video, but I wanted you to hear it. If you listen, I think we're ready for it.
You got to watch this.
So God created fish to swim, but fish don't have to take swimming lessons because the swim is already in the fish. God created birds to fly, but birds don't have to attend flight school because the flight is already in the bird, right? God created seeds to become trees, but seeds don't have to go to a gardening class because the tree is already in the seed. So you see, success is built in, but not only is success built in, if you are doing what God created you to do, success is actually the default. All of God's creation succeeds naturally when it functions according to its design. And humans are the same way. But the problem is most people are disconnected from design. Most people are trying to succeed outside of what they were created for. A fish looks untalented on land. A bird looks weak underwater. A seed looks dead on the concrete. But none of them are failures. They're just in the wrong environment. So success isn't about effort. It's about alignment. When you are doing what God created you for, there's a different level of grace attached to it. And it's not because it's easy. It's because you are literally designed for it.
Listen, he was talking fast. I was listening faster. Listen, he said some things, and I'll share that video, maybe on my page on Facebook, or we'll get it out there. But a couple of things that he said that stood out to me is success is built in. It's the default. It's the default. Man, it's the default. Meaning when I choose, now we're going to bring this in alignment to what we're talking about. When I choose life, I'm choosing, only way I choose life, I'm choosing the Lord. To choose the Lord is to choose life. To choose real life is to choose the Lord. They go hand in hand, right? So when I choose the Lord, I'm choosing life, but I'm also choosing success. He's already won. It is from His victory. I'm not fighting for victory. I'm fighting from victory. And so thanks be unto God who always causes us to triumph in Christ Jesus. That's what the word says, right? So success is the default. Romans 8:32, he who did not spare his own son, Jesus, life, uh, but gave him up for us all so that we can what? Have him, right? Will he not along with him, when you chose him, with him, will he not give you all things? So success is the default. And so now we have to look whatever area we're not succeeding in, and I'm going to help you with that in a minute. We have to look and see and say, oh, something is out of alignment, because success is really the natural progression of me choosing life or choosing the Lord. Now, I said I'm going to help you because sometimes it is we're calling the wrong thing success. We're defining success as the wrong thing. We're defining it as the house, the car, I guess the spouse, maybe. We're defining it as the job, the title, this, and the other. Thank God for those things. But success is me. It is not achievement. It's not accomplishment. It is fulfillment. It's me fulfilling the purpose and plan of God for my life. That's how the believer should define success. Am I fulfilling what God has put me in this earth to do? That's essentially what he was talking about. Fish don't have to try to swim. It didn't need swimming lessons. The bird didn't need flying lessons. You know, it's amazing to me. We'll be outside, and I told my wife one day, I said, it's just amazing. Like, they didn't have no flight school. They didn't know how to line up. And, you know, the birds, when you see them flying in, kind of like this arrow or this V, they got the head person, but the head bird who's leading them when they're going south. They don't have any compass. They don't have any GPS. They don't got Google Maps, but this is what they do. And food's going to be there when we get there along the way and all these things. And he said, you know, the problem is the understatement. We've gotten disconnected from our design. Ooh-wee. We've gotten disconnected from our design. Powerful. That's what alignment is, being connected to our design. There's certain things, Chelsea, we haven't been designed for. And what we try to do is fit this, what does they say, a square peg in a round hole. And we're gonna, man, get some sandpaper and smooth down the edges so we can fit. You're not called to fit in. And I'm not talking about you have to be obscure. I'm not talking about you have to be over here weird and all that. I'm talking about I don't have to compromise my convictions, or I don't have to compromise my choice because this is what everybody else is doing, that type of thing. No. I'm not getting out of alignment. I'm not disconnecting from my design, because when you're operating in what you've been designed to operate in, there's a natural flow that happens. There's a natural thing. But when we take on the characteristics of this corrupt culture, we're going to gain corruption. We're going to get the fruit of the choice that we make. Be in alignment with him. What does Romans says? Do not be conformed to this world. One translation said it's superficial customs and all this other stuff. But be you transformed what? By the renewing of your mind. I need my mind renewed so I can make some different choices, so I can get some different results. All right, y'all home, y'all good with this? Listen, this is called living my choice, not living my chance, not putting yourself and your destiny and all this other stuff, the results you get in the hands of anybody other than the Lord, but living on purpose. All right, so we said awareness. All right, come on, we gotta move on. This is just good to me. Maybe it's just good to me. Y'all real quiet in the comments. Maybe it's just good to me. Awareness is the ignition. Assurance is the permission. Alignment is identification of synchronization. I said I would throw that on the end, right? Identification that brings synchronization. Does this match who I am? See, I just believe, like, once you find out who you are, there's certain things that begin to line up. They just don't fit you anymore. Nobody's got to tell you to put some clothes on. You're just like, this don't match who I am. This may be who I was, but or how I used to operate. This doesn't match me. Remember, not the real you, the God you, the one he created you to be. Nobody's got to tell you to do that, because you say, okay, this don't match. Now I ain't got to go over here and put on, a whole nun's robe and all this other stuff. But there's a way to present myself. Nobody has to tell you to, okay, quit Because of folk, I'll quit doing. No, that doesn't match who I am. I mean, y'all go ahead and you say what you got to say. Cool. That's not going to bother me. I don't got to get no get back. Go ahead. I know what the real deal is. You know, that doesn't, okay. Y'all go over here with that. But I'm not going to let you get me out of character. You're not going to give you that much control. You're not going to hold me hostage to what you're trying to make me do that. And I use air quotes because nobody can make you. But when you identify who you are and you sit in that and you say, man, okay, this is who I am. This is who I'm going to be. This is what it is. And nothing externally can shift that. Now, I'm telling you, okay, I got to move. Let me move. All right, let me move. All right, recap one more time. Awareness, what is the ignition? It starts with that. Assurance, the permission. All right, assurance. Okay, let's do this. Right? Alignment. How does this line up? How does this identification? Does it produce synchronization and vice versa? This synchronization is in alignment with identification with who I am, who God has made me to be. And then number 4, anticipation. Anticipation is the momentum. Get this statement. I need y'all to listen well. Y'all go back and watch these two and stop them and pause and take notes and hear God and all those things. You know, that's why we keep them up. But anticipation is number 4. These are steps. We're getting somewhere. This is really getting us to a place from remember our statement. We're going from this place of passive understanding to decisive action. We're going from intention to execution. All right, this is what we're doing. So we've been breaking down how do we choose well. Anticipation is the momentum. It is. Listen to this. Anticipation is the proactive management of the future. Man, boy, I tell you what, if y'all don't catch this stuff tonight, I'm gonna buy you a baseball glove or something so you can catch it. I'm gonna get you something so you can get some catching going on, okay? Because man, it is the proactive management of the future. It is me. I anticipate. It is based on the assessment, whether it is a natural, practical counsel that I've received, or it is insight that I've been given by the Spirit, or both and. Based on I anticipate that man, it is June in Alabama. You know, I anticipate. What do I anticipate is going to happen? I mean, it's starting to happen. It's raining right now, but what I anticipate at some point it's summer in Alabama. What do y'all think is going to happen? It starts with an H, end with a T. It's an O in the middle. It's coming. It's going to get hot. You're in the South. I anticipate. What does that mean? I don't have my bomber jacket out. All my little scullies. I may have one for a cold morning if I'm going to walk or something. The hoodies, they're in the box. Yeah, I mean, I'm being proactive, clean out the closet. My wife said you might want to get your stuff and move it to this. Proactive, right? Proactive managing the future. So you know, a few weeks from now, a few days from now, July, I'm not. Oh Lord, it's got hot. What happened? Where did that come from? Come on now. What am I? Why would I be surprised? Why would I be caught off guard when I can have intel and it causes me to anticipate that this choice is going to lead to this choice, going to lead to this choice. Oh, if I do that, you know, anticipation is me going to the end of the decision even before I make it. Anticipation is me looking at, okay, I can go off on my boss right now and get this off my chest because they treated me unfairly. But let me go to the end of that. How I'm gonna pay these bills? Oh, yeah, that probably ain't the good decision. Let me choose life. No, anticipation is I can buy this right now. I can go down here. I can buy this vehicle. Ah, you know, well, getting that kind of note plus gas plus whatever it is. And I know you may be balling. You may not say, I ain't getting no pass, I'm paying cash. Okay, is that the best use of the cash? And is this the best choice? Go to the end of the choice, anticipation. I'm looking to see, if I do that, what's going to be the result of that if I keep doing this? And so that is it is how I build momentum. I make good choice. On top of that good choice, that next choice provides another opportunity for me to make a choice, and then a choice. I've chosen to 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 pursue this particular career. I made the choice, and so I've done my best. I've chosen to present myself well. I got the job. Now I chose to do the job well as unto the Lord. I chose to be on time. I chose to present myself. Oh man, making that choice provided what? An opportunity for promotion. Oh, another choice. Do I want to take it or not? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take it. Okay, based on these things, I'm aware that it's happening. So forth and so on. I'm going to make sure that I have an assurance that this is what I want to do. It's in alignment with who I am. I ain't got to do nothing crazy. Okay, yeah, let's go. Let's go with this thing, and then we're gonna, man, let's go anticipate. We're gonna do something else. And now look, man, how did they get here? How did they get that? Stacking choice after church, like seed producing after its own kind, going through this process over and over and over and over again. Yeah, yeah. So it's important we understand that there is an anticipation that and a I almost want to help you understand that the anticipation, it is it's anticipating enough to where it builds up. That's why I say it's the momentum. It builds up and it drives me to move. It's the momentum that makes me move. It's the looking ahead, identifying potential obstacles, uh, uh, preparing steps to arrive to a certain place. Not just do. Oh, let's see what's gonna happen. Oh no. Oh man. Okay. Yeah. Let's see. Let's just try it. No, it is, and I'm not against spontaneity. I'm a spontaneous person. Yeah, my wife is the hardcore planner, that kind of thing. We match each other very well. But what I am saying is there has to be at least some thought given. There ought to be some type of outline, some type of preparation for your expectation, right? And y'all know my statement. Well, if you don't, just keep hanging around. You'll catch all of these little statements. I believe that your preparation is an indication of your expectation. Yeah, I believe that we really not expecting anything if we're not preparing for it. What do you mean? If it happened today, could you even take advantage of it because you're not prepared? Or are you prepared? And if you're prepared, what are you preparing for? You're preparing based on what you want, or based on what God showed you, based on the information you've gained. What does that look like? How am I preparing? What does that mean? So my preparation, doing something, moving, this anticipation that makes me move. My preparation is an indication of my expectation. That is really simply walking by faith. That's really us. Okay, I heard God. This is what I believe, even though the things around me may not look conducive to what I heard. What I do realize is that the things around me don't change what He said, but what He said can change what's happening around me. Come on, man. This is good tonight. I don't care what y'all talking about. But I mean, I do care what y'all talking about. I love y'all. But what I mean is y'all just real quiet on me tonight. Y'all real quiet. But I'm saying that what's going on around me won't change what He said. But what He said can absolutely change what's going on around me. So I have an anticipation. I'm stepping out because He instructed me to do so. It moves me from I'm about to I'm acting. I am um I'm not just acting, just doing something zeal without knowledge. That's the other thing, man. Let me just put this over here for some of y'all. I just be y'all say but you just doing. There's no intention, there's no strategy, there's nothing. You just doing and seeing what's happening. They say you throw enough and see what sticks to the wall. And you just, okay, this hit, I'll try this and whatever it is you're trying to figure out. No, I'm not talking about zeal without knowledge. I'm talking about that I'm bringing this before the Lord in a way. I am this anticipation is because I know this is the direction I need to move. It is I've made preparation for whatever the cost, whatever the consequences, whatever I'm as best as I can, as far as I can see. Because there's some things, yes, you learn in real time. There's some things that are on the job experience. I get it. There's some things that well, with me, I'm only one person. Man, there's some things God will show me on a need to know basis. There's some things God will tell me to come on out, step on out the boat. And when I get out there, and then man, he's like, oh yeah, not I forgot, but oh yeah, hey, by the way, this, because he knows if I would have saw that, I never would have stepped out that boat. If I would have seen the whole picture, I would have ran in the other direction. And he knows his son. And so I'm saying to you that this whole idea of choosing this momentum that makes me move, this is not just any old kind of, I'm happy that I'm moving, because activity is not equivalent to productivity. Activity is not equivalent to productivity. Hey, our time is up for today. This is choice versus chance. This is the lesson, choice versus chance. Okay, y'all got that? Y'all got that? All right. So, all right. Awareness, the ignition, assurance, the permission, right? Alignment, the identification, and then anticipation, which is the alignment, the identification that brings synchronization, right? And then anticipation is the momentum that makes me move. And what does this all do? It all takes me from passive understanding to decisive action. It takes me from intention to execution. Come on, if this helped anybody, just let me know in the comments. That's our time. I'm trying to do better. Come on. All right. Is this helping? Is this helping? All right. This helping anybody? All right. I didn't ask you, did you like it? I didn't ask you if it felt good. Is it helping? Is it giving you some insight? Is there something you can gain from it? Okay. It's gonna be thumbs up, thumbs down, in between. If it ain't like it, or if it didn't, if you don't feel like it was worth your time, put trash in there. No, I'm being silly. All right. So yeah, thank you. Praise, good teaching. All right. Good. I'm not gonna ask who did the homework. Your homework was to begin to work that choosing muscle, was to start involving God in minor choices. God, can I buy lunch today? Can I go out to lunch? Thank you. God, should I do this? To just begin to work that muscle. Okay, God, what do you want me to do? How do you, that what God, what should I wear today? Just choices and thinking through the ramifications of this. Okay. My wife and I, we had a relaxing, and we invested in just kind of some self-care on our anniversary. So it wasn't all about the romance, even though it was any romantic anytime I'm with her, honey. You hear that? And so, but that wasn't the whole idea. The idea was that we went and got stretched, and we got a massage and all this other stuff. So I had my little clothes laid out. She was like, "You getting all dressed up and cute? You forgot we going to do this, that, and the other." And so she had to put me back on point to remind me, like, okay, you probably don't want to choose that. You probably want to choose in alignment with what we're doing and where we're going. And that's all I'm trying to tell you, is that, making choices that are in alignment of where you are headed. And if you can look and see again, you may not know all the details, but you certainly can know the direction. You can know the direction. You don't wait till you get, when I get there, I'm going to do this. I'm going to start dressing better. I'm going to start getting up in the morning. When I get there, as soon as I'll put those things in place now. Start doing that. Start being who you really are. Now, I was going to say, start being the person that can accommodate that type of that life or that lifestyle, because it's not really about it's about identity, you all. But I don't want you to try to act and you try to put on, but I submit to God and let Him shape and mold you. Listen, He wants you to be the you that He's called you to be. All right. I gotta let it go. All right, you all. We're almost time for us to go and for us to pray. Don't forget, we're going to be here. We're getting ready to go pray. And we'd love for you to be a part of this. Prayer is so important, so important. All of these components that we talked about need to be bathed in prayer. You need to pray to get an awareness, because the enemy will come and give us all kind of options. We need to pray. Y'all know the point, so I'm not going through them, but we need to. Prayer is so, and prayer is a can be a preventative tool. It doesn't have to be, I pull this out when it's emergency, something's going wrong, something happened. No, it is designed to keep us in right communication with the one who knows and sees everything. And I'm telling you what, prayer is so powerful, and it's powerful in and of itself, but it's super powerful when you join together with other believers. According to Matthew chapter 18, we come together, he's in the midst of us, and nothing is impossible for us. And so I'm telling you, and it says come together anywhere on earth. So you can be where you are and I'm where I am, and where you can use technology. Isn't it awesome? We're born in this time. We can use technology to connect. We don't have to go get shipwrecked and do some other stuff, but we can come and get together using these devices, and the same power, the virtual flow virtually. All right. And so call in tonight, 609-663-0482, 609-663-0482. And you watch and see, is it on point? And that it will absolutely bless you for being on tonight. It's going to be powerful. And then again, we love to see you this Sunday at the People Place. If you don't have a church home, listen, don't put it off. Come be a part of what's going on. Don't you wait. Don't you postpone it, that type of stuff. Don't worry about, I'm doing this, it's summer and all this stuff. No, God wants to meet you, and God wants to, he wants to connect with you in a very right now and in a very serious way. And so I'm inviting you to come and see what's happening. Listen, I promise you, we won't embarrass you. We're not going to call you out. We're not going to do some other things, antics that you see sometime in churches. That's not our goal. We just want to love on you. We want to meet you where you're at, and we want to be a part of you moving forward and growing and being strengthened in the things of the Lord. Again, just a reminder, just kicked off a new series that I think will absolutely bless you, and it's called Follow Me. Follow Me. And so this is what so many people are asking us to do. But I'm telling you, we have to be mindful who we follow after. And I want to show you just some things that I believe will be game changers for your life. And so don't miss out on that. All right. Hey, I love you all. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for getting on. I pray that the Lord would bless you. He would bless you indeed. He would enlarge your territory, that his hand will be on you and with you, and he will keep you from evil and from harm, is our prayer in Jesus' name. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Have a blessed night. We're going over here to pray. We'll see you over there here shortly on our prayer line. Be blessed.